Okay, guys, welcome to our first yoga class. Okay, this is a basic yoga thing, little thing that you can do every day. It could take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be, it kind of depends on how long you want to stay in each stretch. But very basic things, anybody can do them. I'll give you some variations. There's no flow in this. It's just something you can do like before you work out or after you work out, or just if you don't have any other time, you can do it. Your kids could do this with you too, no problem at all. What you might need today is, let me grab something here. A pillow for your knee maybe, or hey, I have something else, hold on. I was moving furniture, so one of these, look, that would feel pretty good under your knee. And maybe a yoga block. So if you don't have a yoga block, got something from Amazon today. I don't think it's toilet paper, but I can't even remember what it is. This is something that my husband's gonna make. He's redoing the bathroom or something. It's a box with a faucet in it. Okay, so, or a block or a book. I don't have any thick books handy, so I couldn't use one of those, but that'll be fine too. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing, standing up, actually, and I'm not using a mat today. You don't need a mat. If you don't have a mat, who cares? You don't need a mat. Okay, so let's just do a basic forward fold, okay? And you might say, oh, man, I can't even touch my toes. You don't have to touch your toes. You don't have to be flexible to do yoga ever. Okay, all you have to do is breathe. That is the most important thing. Oh, maybe I'll do a breath work video. That would be good. But for today, we'll stick to my plan, was to do some basic yoga stretches. So instead of having your legs stick straight and coming over, oh my gosh, look what happens in the back. I can't even do it actually with my legs straight. This kind of thing happens where you're rounding your back like this, all rounded. So how about starting with your knees bent, okay? You could just have your knees soft. We like to call them soft knees, so that means they're not hyperextended back. Or they could even be bent a little bit more, okay? We don't want to stretch behind the knee or up into the, where the hamstring attaches, right here, because if you have ever stretched those a little too much, they don't like to stretch, those attachments. It doesn't feel good, and it might even end up like it's hard to get rid of. Like if you try to rehab from that, if you overdo it, you could take a year before it gets back to where it was. You'll always feel that ache there. That's what it usually is, some kind of hamstring attachment thing. So let's take it easy on the forward bends, okay? Okay, so you can just put your hands here. You can put your hands on your hips. Your hips ball and socket, right? But they're gonna rotate forward. So my knees are soft, and just bring your shoulders back a little bit, elbows back, and they rotate forward. Now let's keep the chest and the spine really long. So you don't want to drop your chin. So think about leading with the chest. So the hips rotate forward and you come forward with a long spine. Your spine is from your tailbone all the way up through your neck, your cervical spine. So all of that, like we kind of think of it as a straight spine. Of course it's not, it's got its curves to it, but like the, normal person just thinks straight spine. So you know what I mean. And then once you get there, like you're halfway, you're almost down to the floor. You can put your hands right on your thighs if you need to, and then just lower your hands to the floor. And if it doesn't reach the floor, that's what your block's for, okay? Just put your hands on a block or keep your hands here. That's fine. Bring your chest down. If you can't reach the floor, or if you want to, you could just take your hands, hold the opposite elbow. You come forward towards the balls of your feet, and in between the balls and the heels, gonna be nice and even there. Take a deep breath, maybe a little bit of side to side motion, but notice how my knees are bent. And yes, your legs could be straight, but for most of us, it's very difficult and it could lead to issues. So, but you might be a dancer or something that can really get down into those deep, long stretches without harming your hamstring attachment or behind your knees. So that's fine too. Just be careful. So once you're down here, we got to get back up. So just bring your hands to the top of your shins, maybe the top of your thighs, and reverse it back up. That's all you need to do. When you're adding an overhead, which you could do too, You can just bring your hands down to your thighs or your hips, hinge forward, hands down, blocks or fingers to the floor or holding on. Deep breath, kind of like you're tractioning your back down here. And then when you come into your half lift again, it's a super long spine. Think about pulling your hip points towards your rib cage. Pull all this in so you have a nice long spine. Instead of chin here, it's here. And then you come all the way up. So you could do that, you know, several times, but that's a nice, easy way to get down so you're not going to hurt yourself. So forward bending is a really good thing to learn how to do. Okay, so let's go to the second one. Let's just go to tabletop, okay? So you're coming onto all fours. Looks like this from the front. Looks like this from the side. Oh, by the way, happy St. Patrick's Day, y'all. All right, it's St. Patrick's Day. Well, tomorrow. I'm actually filming this on Monday. But I just wanted to represent because, as I said in my last video, I'm almost 60% Irish and English. I'm saying that, you know, because it's Irish today. Tomorrow I'll be back to English. Okay, so let's come down here like this. So let's talk about this position. It seems like it's super easy, right? Wrists should be below the shoulders and you want to just twist the elbows in right here. We're just going to do a little bit of cow and cat. So when you do cow, your hips go up a little bit, your chest lifts, and you lift your chin. You start with your hips again, pull under, you go up towards the belly button, round your back, bring your chin into your chest, and then start with the tailbone again, hips, and then go up, and then your chin is up, and then you pull the tailbone under. So always starting from the tailbone is not, you know, you don't have to, it's not like the only thing you can do. It's just the way I like to do it. I like to be kind of organized in my thought processes and in my physical things. So I'll always start from the tailbone. It does feel good. Okay, so if you have issues where you can't extend the spine when we go into cow stretch like this, don't do it. Just come to a flat back like this, and then you can round up into cat and then come back again. Okay, so you don't have to keep doing. So this is a really good way to kind of get you started. Okay, so from here, let's just take it a step farther. Let's take the right foot forward and come to a 90-90. Okay, so 90-90, not this. That's not bad. I'm just saying, not today, okay? Just not today. So maybe you want a little something under your knee, okay? If you don't, that's fine. Try a pillow. Okay, I like that. That feels good. Okay, so you're here. So let's talk about this just for a second. 90-90. You are stretching the front of your left. I should have started on the other side, but so you start stretching the front of your left thigh. Okay, so if you think about it, sometimes this happens, right? A big arch in your back. Try to maybe just bring that forward and pull your abs in a little bit. Not a super big posterior tilt or posterior tilt. You say tomato, I say tomato. And or just a little bit of one, so you're angling down and you'll feel a more stretch in the quadricep muscle. That's always good too. So once you're here, arms up. So when you're in this position, that's not right for everybody. So possibly take the arms more to V. Okay, it gives the shoulders more room to breathe. And maybe you want to go into more of a goalpost position. That's fine too. All right, if you want to, you can move the foot forward a little bit and come forward. The reason why, sorry, I don't do that, sometimes it hurts people's backs, like, so you don't have to do that. All right, so switch sides. I'm not starting the video over, but I wish I had some water. So you switch here. And you're here. I think there's a lot of dust out here. Maybe that's it. Okay, so remember, tailbone tucked a little bit, abs in, and then you'll feel the stretch going down here. Especially good for the hip flexor, okay? If you're sitting all day, super tightening for the muscle. It just, like you're doing this, like this side is flexed, you're doing this, squeezing it up all day. Now we're stretching it out. You can bring the arms up. You can pull the elbows down, give it a little chest stretch if you want to too. Anything you want to here. If you want to come forward a little bit in this position, you might move your knee forward or your foot forward, but you might just move the knee forward just a little bit. Doesn't go forward very much in this position at all. And then you can stay really safe in your lunge position. All right, so from here, let's take it to down dog. Down dog, my favorite. It's a relaxation stretch. Believe it or not, when you first start doing this, it doesn't feel like a relaxation stretch, does it? Not at all. So your hands are down, you tuck your toes, you push back and up. That looked easy, didn't it? Okay, let's do that again. Let's do it from the side. So spread your fingers wide, lift your knees up a little bit, and then press your hips up and your chest goes towards your thighs. All right, so instead of having straight legs like this and maybe doing this kind of a thing, try lifting your heels, bending your knees, and then the hips can go up and back. The chest can go towards your thighs and your head is right between your elbows. So really nice stretch. You can move your hips side to side here, moving side to side. Really lengthening the sides of your back. So keep moving, but just want to make sure you can hear me. Moving your hips side to side like that really lengthens the other side. So if you're moving your hips to the right, lengthens the left side, and vice versa. And as you keep moving side to side, keep kind of inching your hips up like you're going up a ladder. So you're getting longer and longer in the spine. You know, kind of think about it that way. And you can also walk the dog, just alternate bending and straightening the legs. So great way to warm up the hips, get everything ready for your day or cooling down at the end of the day or whatever you're doing. It's a fantastic stretch, right? If you need to do it on your forearms because you have wrist issues, so good. You can do that with cat and cow too. So many of the things you can really modify by just coming to your forearms, especially if you're just doing poses, pose by pose and not linking them together. Okay, so that is your down dog, right? So down dog, great stretch. If you never ever have to get your heels to the floor. Your heel's gonna stay up. And I just realized that I have my shoes on. So what, right? I just filmed the other video. I forgot to take them off. I don't want to ruin my outfit, right? So you can do this barefoot. You can do with shoes on, socks on, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Just stretch. Okay, so from here, let's take a rest. Let's do child's pose, all right, y'all? Come on down. So maybe knees together, maybe knees apart. I prefer knees apart because then there's lots of room for whatever you might have going on here. And so you can stretch the arms forward, ouch. Bringing your forehead to the floor. This helps because I don't even like to bring my forehead to the floor actually. So that is like the perfect height for me. But another thing you could do is just rest here. A lot of people can't get their hips back because they're a little tight in the hips, men especially. So how about instead just pushing back like this, coming down to your forearms. Try to pull your belly up though, and you can also move your hips side to side. It's a little bit tougher when you're in that position, but if you're here, you can just kind of move side to side, and that feels really nice for the hips as well. So I would just do that. You know, sometimes I do this for like 5 minutes, so on its own. Another thing you can do is bring the knees together and do your child's pose with your forehead on the floor, right, and your arms at your side, and just let your elbows relax and your shoulders relax. That feels really good after doing like push-ups or something, so you're not on your wrists anymore. All right, so that is our child's pose. Let's do a couple ones that I really like are pigeon pose. I'm not gonna do pigeon pose because that is a more, I don't know, it's kind of more advanced, let's say. You can do it if you want to. If you know your pigeon pose, just do everything I do in pigeon pose, okay? If you can't even do this stretch for whatever reason, but I think you can if you do the modified version that I'm gonna do, you can just lie on your back like so and cross your right ankle or the left in front of your other knee, flex your feet and pull in like this. Okay, so sometimes I don't want to hit the guys again, but sometimes it's a little bit rough, okay? So I'm going to take my right leg forward, and you can take your left leg forward. Well, let's start from this position. So say you're seated like this, you just swing your leg around. It really doesn't matter what leg is forward and what leg is back. It's fine. So you've got one, think of a 90-90, but that we did in the lunge, but you don't have to, it's not exact here. You can bring the feet in closer. You can move the back knee forward or back. Same thing with the front knee. It can be off to the side, whatever. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? This is not a thing. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is just come towards the front shin. Okay, so just lean forward towards the shin, and you're probably feeling a stretch in the hip of the leg that's in front. Okay, so instead of rounding, we're gonna really work on posture and really think about it, because your posture, you know, with me not harping in your ear every single day about your posture, you might forget, and we don't wanna slide backwards, right? So long spine is what we're going for here. So just deep breath, long spine. Just breathe, everybody. Watch your chin. It doesn't drop down like this. All that does is start rounding your upper back, and we don't want that. And then come on up. Just come on up. Now, just wherever your front knee is, go over top of that thigh. If it's out here, go over that. You know, you want to go over the thigh. Okay, so coming forward. This is going to be probably easy, right? This is a little easier. Coming down, you can come down to your forearms if you want to. Just take a deep breath in and out. And then come on back up. All right, so one more. This time we're gonna take so the leg is in front. It's my right leg. I'm just gonna say it's my right so I don't confuse you. It's my left arm. So you're taking the arm and the leg that's in back, and you're gonna cross. I'm gonna move this hand a little bit, and you're gonna cross over. Oh, feel that stretch. Awesome, right? You just stay like that and reach through the fingertips. Option one. Option two, bring your elbow down towards the outside of your thigh. Option three, bring your forearm down and try to extend the spine. Take a deep breath in and out. Take one more breath here. And then come on back up. That's nice, right? Let's try the other side. So just take your leg in front, one goes in back, adjust. So this is great. This whole thing that we're doing, make little mini adjustments all the time, okay? So you don't have to have everything like, see, now this time my knee is going that way instead of forward. That's fine. I'm just kind of, I'm just gonna keep it that way. Okay, so let's go towards the front shin first. So here I go. Towards the front shin, even though it's like at a different angle than it was before, it's really not. Hinge forward. Keep your spine long. So remember, your neck is part of your spine. I always like to say, like, no wrinkles in the front or back of your neck, not meaning that literally, because good Lord, I got some wrinkles. But you want to keep it long instead of doing this and making a bunch of wrinkles back here, or doing this and making double chin here. Keep it nice and long instead. So you're just hinging forward here. Deep breath. Now we need some music for this too, because who wants to listen to me? I don't even want to listen to me. Okay, so come on up, let's go over. So over the knee, you're going over the thigh this time. This is the easier one. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe on this side, it's a little different, right? So of course you can use the blocks or anything you have anytime you want. You can come down to your forearms if that feels okay. Take a deep breath in and out. All righty, come on back up. Let's try that other one. This is a little tougher, so you can move your hand back a little bit. Take the back arm, the back leg. Take it across, so you're coming across like this, reach. So this is option number one. Feel how that shifts everything around a little bit, and that is a great stretch. You don't have to go anywhere else. If you can, maybe bring the elbow down to the outside of your knee or thigh, somewhere around there. or maybe down here, whatever feels good to you guys. And then if you're kind of in a crunchy position like this, move your elbow up and come to a different position so you can extend the spine, okay? So we wanna try not to round. We wanna keep long in the spine. So deep breath in, keep your back shoulder away from your ear because it just might not, it might kind of shift up and you might be shrugging it. Try not to do that. So let's take one more breath here. And then come on up. Remember, long breaths, that whole thing. If you're ragged or shallow, back off a little bit. Okay, guys, a little movement now, okay? And you can just not move and just do the lunge part and just hold the lunge, okay? We're gonna move a little bit though, so get ready. I think I'm gonna do this facing the side. So let's go back up to down dog. All right, kick this chair here. Here we are, down dog somewhere, okay? Remember, the knees can be bent. So if you want a little move, you could skip this part if you want. Squeeze your right glute. Okay, lift your leg with purpose, all right? So you're not just working your back. Lift your left heel and bring your right foot to the outside of your hand. It takes a little practice. Take your right arm up and twist. So if you'd like to stay here, you can. Bring your hand back down. We're gonna lift the foot. Oh, can you lift it and take it back up? And then lower your leg down. Stay with this side. We're gonna do 3 more. Lift up. Pull your knee in, step gingerly. Open up as you inhale. Exhale, bring it down. This is the tough part, guys. Abs in. Lift your foot. Take it back up. Inhale. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, come on, pull the abs in. Step. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, lower. Here we go. Abs in, lift up. It's not easy to do. And then lower down. So one more time. Lifts. Lift your heel, bring it forward. Step. Inhale, lifts, and exhale, lower. This is it, guys. Lift up, and then lower. Other side. Squeeze your butt, lift up. Exhale, lift your right heel, step forward. It gets better every time. Lift, lean back, lower down. Lift your foot. Oh, I was dragging there a little bit. Lifts and then lower. 3 more. Lifts, squeeze your butt. Pull forward. Inhale. Exhale, lower the hand. Inhale, lift your foot back. Up you go. And exhale, lower. 2 more. Lifts. Oh, I think that's right. Exhale, step. Inhale, twist from the ribs up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, pick the foot up. Lifts. Exhale, lower. Last one. Lift, inhale. Exhale, come on, step right to the outside of your hand. Left arm up, lean back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, core tight, lift up. And exhale. That's it. Lower down to your knees. Great job, everybody. One more little part to go. Let's get a reclined spinal twist here. So I'm going to try this right here. Come on down to the floor. Best part of class right here. So we're not doing Shavasana, by the way. So let's move the hips to the left a little bit. Extend the right leg out. Pull the left knee in. Take your right hand to your left knee, left arm out to the side. Let's do left palm up instead of palm down. Palm down will rotate the shoulder in. We want to rotate out. And then guide the knee across. You do not have to touch your knee to the floor. That's fine. You do want your hips to be more level here. So that's why we move the hips over to begin with. Deep breath. If you'd like to turn your head to the left, you certainly can. So while you're taking a deep breath, you're really expanding the lungs, and especially on the left side and the ribs. Try to get them over to the right side. The breath is what I'm talking about. Full breath. One more. Kind of think of this as your Shavasana, guys. And then let's bring it back in. I'm just going to put my foot down on the inside of my knee and bring my other foot in, shift everything back in. Then shift it all to the right, left leg out, right knee in, right arm out, palm up, and then pull across gently. Take a deep breath in, your shoulders are on the floor, your palm is up. Maybe turn your head to the right if it feels okay. So the hips are more level here than they would be if you hadn't have moved your hips to the side. Try to take a really deep breath in through the lungs and expand. Feel what you are feeling now so you know what you're doing, right? You know when, if this coronavirus or whatever virus might hit you, you know how your lungs feel. You can tell if they're getting, if there's fluid, if they feel like they're really liquidy in there. Come on back in. Let's just hug the knees in your chest. Deep breath. You can roll side to side a little bit if you want to. That feels good on the spine too. And I'm going to roll up, but you can also turn onto the side and come up. So you just come up whatever way is good for you. So everybody, I just want to thank you for, taking some time with us. And I hope these videos make you feel like you're with someone who cares about you. And I know Kelly's going to come in here and do a couple classes for us. And I'm sure some of the other instructors are too. I just wanted to give it a try first to make sure it works. Because I don't really know what I'm doing as far as, I had to figure this out myself, and we'll see, it might work and it might not. Okay, everybody, please take care of yourself, and I wish you well and your family well, and hope everything is going to be just fine. Just fine. All right, until next time, we will see you. I'm coming over to turn it off. All right, see you later, guys.